fam. You are tuned in to Life Beyond the Finish Line on the voice of NASA Community College, 90.3 WHBC. I'm your host, Orlandina Valen, also known as the Fitter Woman. And today we are speaking with Sai Venkatramen of ProSeek about the makings of a great coach and what it means to be coachable. So let's talk about that. So ProSeek is the platform that connects coaches to athletes, right? Now, what was your coaching experience like, and how did that help you with ProSeek?
Yeah, so I think kind of like we talked about before, it was just like my coaching experience was that I had to find someone in the local vicinity. So you're finding someone in your gym in your city, and not everyone has that opportunity. So I did that obviously, and then you find your local guy, and then eventually you kind of understand that there's a lot more levels into this than like that your local person might not know.
Correct.
Um, and then so it's just like trying to solve that issue of immediately just being able to get connected to people who may already have that knowledge.
Now, since ProSeek is connecting athletes and coaches, on the athlete side, what makes somebody coachable? Because a lot of people will seek a coach and don't listen. I don't know how many times I have heard coaches say, I tell them what to do, here's the program, and they just run off doing their own thing. What makes someone coachable?
That's a good question. I think it's just when you hire someone you have to make sure your intentions are clear when you hire a coach. You're hiring someone because you want to put your trust in someone else. And I think a lot of people will hire a coach, but want the coach to like tell them what they think they should be just like validate what they already think they should be doing. So I think that's like kind of just like understanding you don't know everything, and like you have to be open to like doing something different, even if it's like maybe against what you might think. Because at the end of the day, like there are a lot of different ways to do bodybuilding. Like there's a lot of different ways to get in shape. There's a lot of different ways to grow. So like when you hire a coach, their way may not align with yours, but you have to, if you're hiring them as a coach, you have to kind of just trust them, let them lead the way. But that's also why ProSeek exists too, as it's like so you can talk to different people and like find the right person too, and maybe finding that alignment and like find someone that you align with initially and before you hire them is pretty important. And now you have the opportunity to connect to as many people as you want before you find that person.
And that's cool because it does put everybody in one space so that you can say, okay, let me meet with this coach, and then see who I vibe with.
I think that's how a lot of them fail too. It's just because, you're a big part of coaching is just like finding someone that you can personally align with. Connect to.
Because I'll hear in order for somebody to move on to the next coach, they would have already invested a certain amount of money already. And then that doesn't work out. Then they go on to the next and pay that person. And then it just becomes a mess, especially when it comes to this, where it's your body. Everybody has their own style. Your body is just going up and down. It's not a good thing. So this is a great platform to simplify that. So now, how do you ensure the quality of the coaches on the platform? Because there are coaches out there, they call themselves coaches. They've done one show and now they're a coach. I've seen that ad nauseum. I did a show, now I'm a coach. So how do you ensure the quality of the coaches?
Yeah, and it's not like so these coaches can still join ProSeek. So that's the thing is like what we did is we created a marketplace. So in a marketplace, now the difference is those coaches are now competing with the rest of the coaches, right? So like those coaches are successful because they might be the only person in their town, or like again, they might be that person in the gym that finds that newbie and they bring them into bodybuilding, so they get clients that way. But with something like ProSeek now, there's a marketplace, right? So it's like Amazon. So like now you're not just forced to buy that local grocery store. You can see which one has the best experience and price and reviews. So like that's I think the big key thing is like now there's a competitive marketplace where you're like, hey, this local guy's competing in one show. He's charging $300 a month. Well, wait a second. Like there's this top 20 Olympian here who's charging the same thing, and maybe I should talk to him first. So it's like, I think it's going to elevate the standard for coaching, and I think that because it's so easy to access all these top people, it'll put a lot of pressure on these coaches who've competed one time, or coaches who don't have much prior experience. Like, either they're gonna have to like really lower the price and like be more transparent of like, hey, I don't have a ton of experience, whatever, or like they're gonna have to get more educated and find a way to meet the standard of these other people. So I think just having that open marketplace and adding that level of competition is
Yes.
going to have, like, the byproduct of that will be raising
A
the
better
quality.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Iron sharpens irons, as they say, right? If you're going to be swimming with the shark or a big fish, then you got to become a big fish too. And I like that. That's awesome. So, how important do you think? I remember when I actually had a coach when I first started competing. I had one coach and then transitioned to another. And that coach told me, I know you know a lot because of how, how I've worked with you, but when you're transitioning over to this coach, you know nothing. I was like, okay. He said, you go in, open, blank slate, you know nothing. And it really made the transition easier for me. So when I went to my new coach, which is Max Charles, it wasn't anything. I wasn't competing with an old mindset, new mindset. I was just going in with an open mind. What is some advice that you would give to someone coming in as a coach and someone coming in as an athlete? What's one piece of advice you would give to each side of the coin?
I think as a coach, it's, don't be so set in your ways that you're ignoring the individual. Like, if it's okay to have like a system, but you do have to coach the person, because if the person doesn't listen to your system, it doesn't matter how good your system is. So it is, to some extent, you have to understand the individual and be like, okay, maybe I think this is the optimal way of doing things, but like, they're not, they're like, something's in their head where that's going to prevent them from doing this. So maybe it's okay to switch around to this a little bit, just so like they're happy and they'll adhere to it.
Yeah.
So I think that is one thing from like a coach's perspective that's really helpful, is yet, like, at the end of the day, adherence is going to be what drives results. So like, if you know someone is not going to do something, you just have to, learn your people and find a way to um, make something that, you have to make them happy in a way, as long as it'll still yield that same result. um, and I think, yeah, as a client, like, you have to be open, like you said, like, you have to go into it open, and you can't come in with everything your old coach did, everything that you think is you should do. If you are hiring a coach, you have to pick someone that you trust.
Yes.
Like, don't pick someone and hire them if you're not going to trust them, because otherwise the whole process is ruined if there's no trust.
Correct. So now, as we are coming to a close, I have a couple of questions to ask you. So, what is your long-term vision for ProSeek, and how do you want it to change the athlete development landscape? What changes do you want to see?
Yeah, so I think we are creating so many new opportunities for IFBB pros. Um, so that's one thing that I want, is to create a platform, for one, where knowledge is easily shared between athletes, um, and two, like, new revenue streams that didn't exist before ProSeek, and we have that already with like our virtual consults and things like that. But we actually are adding a feature this week that I think is going to be so amazing. Um, so I'm actually starting to test it today. It's fully developed, and we should be live next week. Where basically there's going to be this feature where you can go on a pro's profile. So like, let's say it's, I'll use my coach as an example because I know he's excited to use it, Alex
Yeah.
Toplin. So you can go to his profile. You now have the option to like ask them for like either text response, voice response, or like a video response. Like, let's say you get off stage, you can send them your Gilco video of your posing routine, and it just sends to them, and they have like 3 days to like go through it, review it, annotate it, do like a little voice video recording, like going, hey, I would change this here, send it back. So I think that's going to be such a huge thing, because like, one, it's, you don't have to line up schedules. So pros can use it, like, and kind of you work their own schedule whenever they want,
Right.
and two,
Right.
give like so much access to these pros for like quick questions like, hey, here's my my nutrition plan right now. Like, what do you think about the macros of it? Like, what do you think about the split? This blah blah blah. They can just like go through. They can choose a voice message, so you can send a quick voice recording, or they can do like a video recording pointing out thing. Like I think it's gonna be like such a great
I think that's
tool.
awesome.
So just creating new things like that aren't there now, I think is a big part of ProSeek, and we have a lot of other things in development too. But that's my goal, is to keep coming up with these different avenues that don't exist yet for pros to use. That gives not only pros more opportunities to create revenue, but also so much more opportunities for athletes to go in there and connect and learn.
Yes.
Um, and so ultimately, I want like this platform where like knowledge is going to be easily shared. Um, More opportunity, and just create a lot of opportunities for amateurs to gain insights early in their career. So it's just like they can immediately go in there, have access to all the pros you need to learn what you need to learn, and immediately kind of be able to elevate yourself much faster than you would otherwise.
Absolutely.
Um, we have an event system that we're creating that, well, it's already created, but like I'm making it a lot more robust, even where I wanted to create community. So it's like if you're an athlete or a pro, you can like easily set up seminars in your area, and like it's all location based.
Oh,
We
wow.
already do that now, but like I'm creating it where you can have like pictures and uh like it's going to be a very big part of the system. So I'm making it a lot more robust. So like you just go on there, type it, filters by your city. You can see all the events nearby. So like all the NPC workshops, all the if a pro wants to do like a posing seminar, like all those kind of public events.
They
So
could
an
just
easy way
post it and everybody knows about it, or they could do it virtually, however they want to set it up.
Right, they can do a virtual seminar, virtual webinar, or they can do like a physical in a gym, and people can just register through there, join there. Vendors will be able to join through there and sign up. So it just like creates, if a gym wants to do an event, they can host it through there. So it's like just creates community for bodybuilding, and
Yes.
it creates like an easy way for everyone to connect and get together. Um, and I just want to create all of this in just like a centralized app where people can go in there and connect with other bodybuilders and just share knowledge, build community, uh, for pros, drive more revenue streams for them, for athletes, immediately gain insights and knowledge. And it's just like, I just think this is going to elevate bodybuilding in so many ways. And I'm so excited to see it develop.
I am excited. Like listening to you talk about it, I'm like, this thing is big. It is a big, massive project. And I think it's going to impact the world of bodybuilding like none has ever seen. So, Sai, I wish you, I'm not even going to say luck. I don't like to say good luck. You go out there and go do it because there's a need for it. And that's what they say. I remember I interviewed Jeremiah Brown. He's a former Carolina Panther football player. He said, everyone is a solution to a problem. And that's what you are, a solution to a problem. And I thank you for being brave enough to go out there and do it. So thank you.
Great, thank you.
So, fam, with that being said, be bigger, be fitter, be stronger, be good to this wonderful temple called you. Don't be afraid to just share your knowledge. If you're a pro and if you're an athlete, go out there, go find your coach, go find that person that's going to shorten that learning curve for you. So, listen, fam, I'm inviting you to join me next time on Life Beyond the Finish Line, available wherever you stream your favorite podcasts, and always right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Peace, fam.